This channel exists because we all need a break, even just for a while. So join me and let's dive in. Meet Timeline Cameron. She is my alter ego. Timeline Cameron was built for that part of you, the inner child who still believes in those worlds. Here, every movie, every show, every universe you ever loved gets to breathe again. This is your refuge, your reset button, your home. So whether you're 8 or 80, step inside. This multi-universe is waiting for you. I am standing in Hawkins, Indiana, a town where children disappear, lights talk, and interdimensional monsters casually use the suburbs as a snack break. And I drove here on purpose. Did you know the Duffer Brothers pitched Stranger Things to 15 different networks and streaming services before Netflix finally said yes? The pitch was described by the brothers as a love letter to 1980s Spielberg and Stephen King. Netflix greenlit it in 2015. It was the most watched Netflix original series in history. 15 rejections, 0 regrets. Absolute world domination. This tiny wooden fort in the woods was built by 2 brothers in the rain on the worst night of their childhood, and it became the emotional center of an entire television series. The password to get into Castle Byers was Radagast. Will Byers named his secret fort after a Tolkien wizard. Did you know Castle Byers wasn't just a cute fort? The night their father, Lonnie, moved out of the family home, it wasn't a fun project. It was 2 brothers building something solid, and theirs in the middle of a night when everything else felt like it was falling apart. Still standing, still wills. Even in the worst dimension imaginable, he kept his fort. Joyce Byers strung Christmas lights across her entire living room and painted the alphabet on her wallpaper to communicate with her missing son through the wall between dimensions. And it worked. This is the most unhinged act of motherhood in television history, and I am obsessed with her. Winona Ryder almost didn't take this role. Her only condition before signing on was that if the Beetlejuice sequel ever got made, she could leave to film it. The Duffer Brothers said yes. Beetlejuice happened in 2024. She did both. She won everything. She has never been in a TV series before. She signed on based only on the pilot script, 1 pilot. The rest was faith and Christmas lights. This cheerful rainbow mural is inside a government research facility where children were subjected to sensory deprivation experiments. The rainbow was not for comfort. The rainbow was for compliance. I am not okay. Did you know the Rainbow Room's cheerful mural carries a deeply deliberate, dark meaning that the production team built into the design from the beginning? The rainbow and the children's toys exist specifically to create a cognitive dissonance. The room was designed to look like a safe, nurturing children's space, while actually functioning as an environment of control and conditioning. In Season 4, contained subtle details connecting Eleven's earliest memories in the facility to her eventual confrontation with Vecna. Is the same space where she begins to reclaim her power. The rainbow saw everything. Jim Hopper moved into this cabin specifically to hide from the world after the worst thing that ever happened to him. And then the world, and a Russian prison, found him anyway. He had 2 deaths on this show. 2. And he kept coming back. Hopper cannot be stopped. Did you know David Harbour, who plays Hopper, was not told whether Hopper was actually dead at the end of Season 3 until well into the development of Season 4? The production deliberately kept the character's fate uncertain even internally to protect the storyline from leaks. Harbour has described the entire Hopper arc as the most emotionally demanding work of his career. Steve Harrington went from the worst boyfriend in Hawkins to the internet's collective babysitter and emotional support golden retriever over the course of 4 seasons. Did you know Steve Harrington's redemption arc was not originally planned? In early development, Steve was written as a straightforward antagonist whose story would end in Season 1. Actor Joe Keery's genuine likability in the role and the unexpected chemistry between Steve and Dustin in Season 2 caused the Duffer Brothers to completely rethink the character. Something they discovered rather than designed. By Season 3, Steve Harrington was working at Scoops Ahoy in a sailor hat, getting beat up by Russians under a mall, and somehow becoming one of the most beloved characters in the show's entire run. Did you know Stranger Things has a documented history of resurrect classic songs through their soundtracks in a way no other show has achieved. Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill, A Deal with God, reached #1 on the UK singles chart in 2022. A show about 1985 has been making 1985 songs chart in 2022. This radio station is where Steve and Robin run a secret broadcast operation to take down an interdimensional entity in Season 5. They are using a 1940s transmission facility to fight a being that exists outside of time and space. The audacity. The absolute audacity. I love them. Did you know the Upside Down is canonically frozen in time at November 6, 1983, the exact date Will Byers disappeared? This detail, confirmed by the Duffer Brothers, means that every version of the Upside Down the audience sees across all 5 seasons, regardless of what year the main story is set, is a reflection of Hawkins as it existed on that single specific night. The Byers kitchen in the Upside Down still has the same layout it did in 1983. The calendar on the wall still shows November 1983. The clocks have stopped. The dimension literally cannot move forward because November 6, 1983 is the day it became aware of Hawkins, and it has been reaching back toward that moment ever since. It is not just a dark mirror, it is a scar, a fixed point, the worst night of Will Byers' life, preserved forever. The Creel House, Vecna's Lair, is a real Victorian mansion in Rome, Georgia. The production found it standing. They dressed it. Every dark tendril, every frozen clock, every piece of gothic horror in that interior was added to a real house that real people once lived in. It will stand after. The grandfather clock inside is a real antique clock that was stopped and dressed for filming. Someone wound that clock originally. Someone's family kept time by it. And then Vecna happened. Did you know Vecna is approximately 90% practical prosthetic makeup, not CGI? Jamie Campbell Bower estimated in a Variety interview that the vines and tendrils on his costume are real physical elements. The only thing added in post-production is their movement. The transformation requires approximately 25 individual prosthetic pieces applied over 7 to 7.5 hours, with the process beginning at 3 a.m. on filming days. After 10 to 12 hours of filming, the removal process takes an additional hour, every single filming day. Jamie Campbell Bower did this for multiple seasons. He is not okay, and neither am I. 8 locations, 1 town, and a finale that Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos said would leave not a dry eye in the world. Season 5 wrapped in December 2024 after a full year of filming. The final season of Stranger Things is here. Did you know virtually every main young cast member of Stranger Things began filming the show as a child and finished it as an adult? Millie Bobby Brown was 11 years old when she was cast as 11 in 2015. Finn Wolfhard, Noah Schnapp, Caleb McLaughlin, Nagatin Matarazzo, and Sadie Sink were all between 11 and 13 at casting. By season 5, the youngest cast members were in their early 20s. They grew up in Hawkins. Literally. The show documented a decade of their actual childhoods and adolescences alongside their fictional ones. When Noah Schnapp sent the Duffer Brothers that emotional text about Will's final season arc, he was writing as a 20-year-old man about a character he had been playing since he was 11. The cast literally grew up with the show. They absolutely had an amazing childhood. If you traveled this road with me today, thank you. Genuinely. Which location hit you the hardest? Drop it in the comments. And if you want to keep following this road wherever it leads next, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. This is Timeline Cameron, and I will see you in the next era.